Hello and welcome to a bolt action battle report. This is a 1500 points themed battle for the Battle of France, British versus Germans early war. The mission is meeting engagement, and here are the two army lists, so hopefully you will enjoy this battle report. So welcome to deployment. Here we are. This is the start of deployment. Jamie drew the first dice, and this is him deploying his 25-pounder on the right hand flank, and his spotter on the left hand side. Here we are with the second dice for deployment, and it is Jamie again. And he deploys his mortar team. So very good defensive position at this moment in time. And the spotter on the right hand side. So third dice deployment. So remember, we're 25 inches range for meeting engagement official rule, and to me. So I'm thinking, how do I counter this to howitzer and 25-pounder and the mortar? So my medium mortar's there to counter his 2-inch mortar to hopefully hit him and kill him in the subsequent turns. So here was Jamie. And he's deploying I think it's an infantry squad here. Just a general infantry squad being put there. I'm quite scared of how many squads he actually has, because he does outnumber me in infantry. Next dice was back to him again, and another big squad of infantry in the centre, forming a very good attack line. And next dice. I love this with deployment, it's quite fun actually. And back to him again. He has a 3 dice advantage on my 12, he has 15 units I think it is altogether. I think that was an NCO. There. And back to me. So I decided to deploy my next medium mortar behind that hill. Back to the next dice, which is Jamie. So just deciding where to put stuff, what to do now. And it's the squad that he's already got down. And to the next dice, which is Jamie again. So I'm having a bit of an advantage here, that all my stuff he's been deploying first, so I can counter it easily enough. So the A9 I think it is, I think with a double machine gun and light gun. And back to Jamie again. So this is artillery observer going next to the brush to have a clear line of sight of my side. And back to me again. So he's deployed a lot of his troops now, I can counter it quite easily. So I'm deciding what to counter and what to counter where, really. So I decided to fire my flak 38 in the brush to cover a good section of the board. And back to Jamie again. So I'm just deciding where to put stuff and what to counter what I put down. And he decides to put his Matilda down on the right side. His left flank, my right side. And back to Jamie again. Having that dice advantage does help. So, the tank rifle on the far left for me. So, I'm deciding to put my 222 down. So there it is, my famous armoured car. So he decides to put his Morris down with the light auto cannon. We're just talking about the 12-inch rule for deployment. And back to me. So I decided to put my Panzer II down here, which you can't see just yet, I'm talking about it, in the centre to cause some havoc. And back to me again. So this is a medium tank, medium stug with a light howitzer gun, as it's all early war stuff, though it is painted for medium label. And back to me again. So I decide to put one of my infantry squads down in the muddy field to counter any infantry attack on the right hand side, as I know his armoured car can't travel over that hedge. And I know for the first turn they're kind of protected from a 25-inch attack. And to the next dice. And this is to Jamie's dice. He's got plenty of infantry to place down, plenty of he's got his light gun to put down still. There's plenty to go on. And he decides to put his 2-pounder in the centre to block some shooting from and advancing from my light tanks. And back to my dice, which is a second squad of infantry to bulk out the centre. I have lots of shots. These squads are quite dangerous when you can shoot when they get to shoot at full power against somebody, especially with Hitler's buzzsaw. And another one of his squads are there. Huge squads they are. You know, a little bit scary because of the rapid fire special rule. You know, he's getting quite, I think, like 14 shots out of that squad with the LMG. And back to me. So I decided to put my Flak 8A down last because there's no way I'm putting that gun down. I want to see where I can target stuff. So another infantry squad in the centre. So, a lot of infantry here, ready to rumble really. And back to me, and that's an officer to support the two infantry squads. For the first time ever, first lieutenant. I don't use first lieutenants very often, but I find in this battle I'll be using them from now on, rather than second lieutenants. That was an officer from Jamie, I think. Oh, sorry, it was the infantry squad, sorry. And another infantry squad on the right. Sorry, that was one dice, I think he was just moving stuff around. And to the next dice. Who will it be? And Jamie was an officer. So it puts him on the right hand side to support the push and a lot of infantry. And my last squad of infantry on the left to give my Stug some support. So it's 1-on-1 now. Who deploys? So it goes to him and then it goes to me. So let's end the deployment. The Flak 88 ends up deploying on the far right hand side, away from anything, and pushing him. Look at making sure I can see his tanks. Where my hands are on the right hand side. So that's deployment over. So welcome to preliminary bombardment of the forces. So he rolls a 2 up and he passes. So the Germans are going to get bombarded, preliminary bombardment. So working from right to left. I'm using blue dice for pin markers, so you might see a lot of them in this game. So Flak 88. So he gets 6. So 2 pins and a pen of +2. So 2s to kill. And 1 Flak 88 crew dead, but he has loads more left. So the squad here. So 2 pins for the squad. The officer. So he gets hit on the face of a shell, but survives. The squad there takes 2 pins. So the mortar team takes 2 pins. The armoured car takes a direct hit. So he's striking the top armour. So he's +4 on the table to penetrate my to hurt my thing, and he rolls if free. So he rolls. So he crew stunned the armoured car, and he's rolling for the turret jam right now. And he is turret jammed. Squad there. So 2 pins. The Panther 2 takes 1 pin. The officer at the back takes 1 pin. The mortar team in the centre takes 1 pin. The Flak 38 gun takes a direct hit and kills a crew member and has 2 pins. The infantry squad there take 1 pin, and the Stuggy G takes 2 pins. It's not a Stuggy G, it's a light, it's a Stuggy H. And my preliminary bombardment back to Jamie. So this is a 2 up, I get a 6. So we're hitting the armoured car. Gets no hits. Squad in the top to the right. 2 pins. The 25 pounder. 2 pins. The Matilda taking 2 pins. The squad next to the Matilda in the right takes 2 pins. The spotter takes a pin. The artillery observer takes 2 pins. The squad next to him takes 2 pins. The squad behind, 1 pin I think that was. Squad to the left, taking a direct hit, 2s to kill, and that is 1 dead and 2 pins. The 2-pounder, miles away. Actually 1 pin, sorry, I do apologise. New squad to the left, gets hit, 2s to kill, and 1 dead. So the mortar team, 2 pins. Spotter, 2 pins. Command squad, 1 pin. BA9, 2 pins. And tank rifle. So very ineffective, lots of pins and a few deaths. So let's roll on with turn 1. So welcome to turn 1 for the first turn. I've decided to let Jamie roll the dice to see who's going to go first to activate. So the first dice goes to me. I'm deciding what to do. So I'm deciding to rally the Flak 88, which is an insane courage, and removes all pins from the flak gun. I do make this camera angle better in the next snippet of video. To next dice, and it is to Jamie. So I've already got only a turret jam 222 in the first preliminary bombardment, really. So he's advancing the Morris. He's declaring a shot at the 222. And he's shooting with the anti-tank rifle. So he's -1 moving, -1 shooting, -1 pin. So he misses. So he was hitting me in a 5 there, but he missed. And it is back to my dice. So I decide to return fire on that. We're deciding, is he in my front arc or not. So I'm trying to shoot my light autocannon at his tank. I think I made a mistake here by removing the pins here. Yeah, he's got light cover there as well, so I decide to advance. So moving directly up. So it's forced to hit. I think I made a mistake here by taking the pin off from the direct hit. So it's 2 shots, forced to hit at medium range. So hitting on 4s. That was 2 hits. So pin on to the Morris. So +2, I need 5s to wound this armour carrier. So 5 to glance, 6 to penetrate. And 1 glancing superficial hit. And it is immobilised. But we do forget this later on in the game. So we are rolling for turret jam at this time. And it is turret jammed. So to the next dice. Yes, like I said, we do forget we immobilise the tank, which is a mistake we carry on doing in the game. So Jimmy's deciding what to do, what to move forward next. So he's advancing the Matilda. So his officer is in 1-6. So it's +2 to his leadership. So leadership 9. Easy pass. So he takes 1 pin off his tank. So he decides to advance because the Flak 88 can see him on the right hand side. So he's advancing there to block some terrain up really. He's going to shoot my 222. So he's hitting him on a 5 due to the move and the pin marker. And it is a miss. So that was very close for the 222 there really. So, rolling on to the next dice. So we're deciding what to do, what to move around. My camera is awful this game, I've got to say. Here we go, I did recorrect it to see the Flak 88 on the right because I moved it before. So he decides to advance the infantry on the right. Oh, he takes it back and he snaps to it. So he's advancing, he's activating the 25 pounder and the squad. But they have to take morale checks to advance. So the officer advanced. And he takes another 2 dice out of the bag for the other 2 units. So an advance for the infantry squad. Leadership 9. And it is a pass, so he moves 1 pin. We're talking about terrain here and about open ground and stuff. So the British are advancing up. To try and take out the Flak 88, I assume. So he's going to try and shoot at the Germans in the open, which is in range. So he decides to give me light cover here. So it's -3. So it's hitting me on 6s altogether here. Moved, pin, and cover. But 14 shots in total. So I'm hoping he's not going to get any hits here so early in the game to kill my Germans, really. So these squads are amazing. 14 shots per turn for a full squad of them. So, just 1 hit, but that is a pin regardless of that. And then forced to kill regulars, which is a fail. So, the 25 pounder, what the 25 pounders doing? So he's moved his officer out of 6, so So we're just sat here talking about what we're going to do. And he wants to rally, or he wants to advance it to put it into a better position. So he's rallied, and he fails, so he goes down. So lucky dice roll for the first turn, you rolled a 10. If you would have left his officer in the way, he actually would have still failed because he couldn't get up to 10. And here we are with the next dice. And it's back to me. So here we are just chatting about tactics for this game and the winning conditions. We sat here that it is a kill point game, really. You have to get 2 more kill points than the opponent to win. So looking at the field so far, I'm feeling very threatened by the Matilda and the Morris coming on the right hand side. So I've only rallied the Flak 88 so far. So I've tried, I've assumed to rally the Germans in the middle. So 9 Fubar. So first Fubar of the game. So they've literally panicked. They have to run back from the nearest visible enemy, which is the Morris and the Matilda. So they decide to run away, which is a bit epic for the first turn. We both had 2 failed orders in this first initial phase, which is a bit gutting. But at the same time, they have been saved getting shot at by other British infantry, really. So there is this, a silver line to that cloud. So here we are with the next dice. Bit upset there, really. And back to Jamie. So is activating the officer on the left hand side. He's going to run, and he's doing snap to it. And he passes. So he takes the pin marker out. And he takes 2 dice out of the bag to activate the other 2 units. So he's advancing the A9. And I run for the infantry squad. I apologise for my camera work this game. It is very poor, and normally it's quite well situated. So, very aggressive on the left hand side. I'm starting to worry now a little bit here. So he needed leadership 8, but he passed easily enough, and they can advance. Run, sorry. Very aggressive, and like I said, very, very worried. But I said he was trying to move them all around. I said yes, they'll easily get around all the edges. So this initial first turn is literally manoeuvring for the attack or defence, whatever you want to do. It's going to be epic. So the A9 fails, and it goes down. Shame. I'm kind of happy that did that. It gives me a bit of breathing space against the tank. And back to Jamie, because I don't have very much anti-tank, really. Is activating the anti-tank rifle. And it passed. And it removes the 1 pin it had from the preliminary bombardment. So it advances just to the left of the infantry squad to provide some light anti-tank support. And it is back to Jamie. So he's activated a lot of his units, so I've got a lot of time to react now. So advancing the infantry squad in the centre. Then there's no officer within 6. And he passed on leadership 7, I think it was. And they're advancing down to cause havoc. We've declared that building impassable, as you can't enter it. So the infantry are getting some good cover from the building, plus the little hedgerow as well. So only some of them can actually hit me from that range. I'm trying to declare how many it was. I've been quite friendly to him, to be honest with you. So he's got 6 riflemen in range. So he's giving me light cover really here. So it is 6s to hit. Range, move and light cover. Another pin with them guys. I'm going to activate them guys last. Just so I can think. He rolled a 6 but failed to do exceptional damage, and that is 1 German dead. Back to my dice. I apologise, it was his dice, but that was my dice there. So, failed centre unit. I think he rolled a 9 there with no officer. So hopefully now I'm going to get some dice to activate some of my guys. So back to my dice. I'm just trying to think about, is that 24 inches to shoot at the... So, going to try and find my flak 38 at the infantry squad. Sorry, a medium mortar, sorry. So, it is just in the range, in the minimum range for the first turn. So I'm down to leadership 8, but 9, 10 for the officer. I fail to realise I've got a first lieutenant rather than a second lieutenant, and only give him the +1. So I would have passed otherwise. This is a little mistake we made, and we discussed at the end of the battle. And then we reconsider it and go, well, I passed. And 6 to hit. And it was a miss. But 5's next turn. Now I know the flak gun is in range to shoot if it can pass its leadership check. And back to my dice. So flak gun up. So activating the officer first. So I'm thinking, do I shoot the flak gun first? So I decided to activate activate the commander. I keep going back on what I keep saying. So snap to it, activating the Panzer II as well. So leadership 9. So failed for the Panzer II. The Panzer II goes down. No, sorry, the officer went down to snap to it before. Oh, I keep going back on what I said. So the officer failed, so I couldn't snap to it, the Panzer II and the flak gun. So leadership 7. And I failed again on an 8, so failed lots of leadership checks this first turn. So a lot of down things this turn. So Panzer II is going to shoot. Leadership 8. And it's a pass, so removing 1 pin from the tank. I feel like I make a mistake, so I advance the tank straight up. And it has a light autocannon and a MMG. So I'm using 5 shots for the LMG. So it's 6 shots. So 3 and then 4's to hit in the open. Is 1 hit and 4's to kill. And it kills one British guy in the open. So next dice, very little action in this first turn. So I'm activating these squad of Germans to advance. So I decide to change my mind here to fire. So 8's to pass. So moving that 1 pin. So I'm going to open up on them a squad of British in the open. So the officer will load for the LMG, so I get an extra rifle shot. So 5 shots for the light machine gun. So getting 13 shots in total. So I'm getting -2, so I'm hitting on a 5 up. So lots of shots here, hopefully lots of damage. So that's 1, 2, 4. So 6 hits, I think it was. Yes, it was 6 to hit, but only 3 die in total there, but 2 6s and no 6s, so 3 die in total. So a leadership check for that squad there. We do forget the rule, if you have a full squad you can reroll your leadership check, by the way, for the first few turns. And then we do remember at the end. So they got 3 pins. So is it leadership 6, back up to 7, 8. So 8, easy pass. I was hoping they was going to flee, to be honest with you, to stop them being a pain in the arse. To the next dice. So back to Jamie. So it's found his 2-pounder. He's going to fire the 2-pounder at the Panzer II. Oh, and I think it was just out. I think if it was a bit closer, I would have given it him. So I was being sportsmanship, and I let him rally instead. And he failed it. So even being a good sport with him, letting him change his order was quite bad. And back to my dice. So we're deciding what to activate less. So activating the Germans there. So I'm activating the Germans here. Leadership 7, but +2 makes them 9. Oh, and a fail. And the Germans hit the ground again. My dice are rolling high this game. And the next dice is back to me. So rallying the medium mortar at leadership 9. I don't know why I was saying it needs leadership 9 basic. So I can get maximum 2 pins off, which earns 2 pins, so they're all off. So he knocked his dice with the mortar. This is why we're just chatting away right now. So pass Raleigh's leadership check, and he passes and removes the pin. So the next dice is back to me. I'm just deciding what I've got left. Just about what dice I've got left and stuff. So everything's activated, really, on the right hand side, so I'm not worried about what I'm activating on my right hand side. So rallying my Germans. I make a mistake here, I add the minuses when I shouldn't when you rally, but I'll make it anyway. So 3 pins, so all the pins are removed. So to the next dice. Back to my dice again. So, rallying my officer. So leadership 10 because of the officer thing. So we all explained about it knocked my dice when it would have failed. But he just said just re-roll it. And it was a pass. So I can take more than 2 pins off anyway, so it's all gone. So we discussed it about, we made the mistake about re-rolling a full strength squad leadership check after taking wounds. But that was just forgetting rules and stuff I should do when you're playing. So he's got his dice. So, to the next dice. So he's rallying the artillery observer. So leadership 9 for him. And it is a pass. And he takes the 2 pins off instantly anyway. You can't roll less than a 1 on a dice, and you get 1 for passing the order test. And back to Jamie's dice. They're activating the squad in the centre. And it was a pass. So is it running him down? So there they are, advancing straight down that centre. So I'm a bit scared now what's going to happen. So back to the next dice. And it is Stuggy time. So I have 2 pins on this Stug. So I'm thinking about doing a direct HE shell at the infantry on the front. So I'm trying to shoot at -2 pins, so leadership 9, 8, 7. Oh, and it's a fail, and they go down. So unlucky there for the Stuggy G, or Stug H. So he's got another dice, and this is to Jamie. And just a pass at -1 pins. He needed a 7, sorry, he rolled it fine, easily enough. And this is the end of turn 1, a very uneventful game so far, but stay tuned for more in part 2.